Back. Let's now return to our earlier story coming from the United States about Vice President Kamala Harris, who's also the Democratic presidential nominee, reportedly picking the governor of Minnesota, Walz, as her running mate. Joining us for more on that discussion is Boye Akinokun. He joins us from Texas in the U.S. Good to have you join us, Mr. Akinokun. You can call this the moment political watchers have been waiting for, the unveiling of Kamala Harris's running mate. What's your take about her choice of Walz?
Good afternoon, Lagos. It's been exciting. The news has been all over the place, like expected. We've been watching and waiting to see who she was going to pick, and finally, we've seen that it's the governor of Minnesota, Governor Walz, and it's buzzing from what I've seen around the Democrats and all over the country. It seems to be a good pick for Vice President Kamala Harris.
But how do you see his coming on board impacting the campaign going forward? Will he be of any major help to the ticket?
I mean, if you look at his profile, he's 60 years old. He's an experienced politician. He's a grassroots man. In Nigerian context, is what you call someone that's is relatable. He's like a rural man that has come out into politics and is very grounded. So it looks like they're trying to balance the ticket here by putting someone. He's an army veteran. He was a former social studies teacher. He was a football coach. Those are the things that appeal to a certain spectrum of Americans, and I think it's going to be a balance on the ticket, and I guess that's the reason he got picked.
And you know, just before this, there were speculations that Kamala Harris would probably go for Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro. And as a matter of fact, you know, based on that speculation, we've had Donald Trump and J.D. Vance, you know, take jibes at him indirectly, you know, while speaking. But now it's gone the way of Walz. How do you see that really? I
believe everyone expected it to be John Shapiro because that's the way it looked, and from knowing that he's Pennsylvania, his popularity and how he can help the party break into those states, the three important states of Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Wisconsin. But I guess there are other things that the party would have considered. His views, he has some controversial views. He has what I can call a little bit of baggage, and I guess it looks like those things counted against him. His former bosses came up saying he's a little bit over-ambitious. For me, that is a reference letter a reference note from your former employer. Those things probably counted, and his views on Israel, the Palestinians. So I believe those things came together and counted against him. And Vice President Kamala Harris looks like just went for a safer bet, and I believe in November we'll know if this was the right decision.
All right, and you know the campaign is actually hitting up. We see the Republicans and Democrats just trying to really, fence out the other. J.D. Vance will be somewhere later today. That same location, Kamala Harris will be making her first public appearance alongside Walz. How do you see all of this playing out ahead of the November election?
I mean, all eyes will be on the campaign rallies later today to see the reactions from the Republican Party, the Republican candidates. And incidentally, Vice President Kamala Harris is campaigning in Pennsylvania today. We'll see the reaction of the governor, Shapiro, and how they relate and all that. Those are the things all eyes will be on for the rest of the day to see how the reactions are. And I mean, that will tell us how the campaign will go going forward over the next 90-something days.
And those reactions should be looked out for. Thank you so much for talking to us, Boye Akinokun, all the way from Texas in the U.S. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.